Well, the crops are in. It's time to play in the shop. Well, there's the toy from the auction. Quick gander, what's going on? I got a head start of you. Putting a hydraulic tank on. The old one was right here. And that nice looking red thing there is the new PTO for it. So we get the hydraulic tank plumbed in, hooked to the PTO and pump. We'll be able to use the new feed trailer. Try it out. This here's the other side of the truck, hydraulic tank. We removed that fuel pump off the truck right here. We weren't going to need that to pump any fuel, so we just took it right off. So that'll be out of the way. So there it is. Kind of a mess around here, but we get her plumbed in. And we'll be running that stinger on to moving some wheat around. Oh, battery's getting low. Kick me out. Anyway, the dump lever is this here, and it comes as a kit. Back here is the other part of the kit. This here is supposed to go in here like this, and then that tower sticks up in the cab, but it's not very convenient, so we're gonna recess it. Because this here, the seat right there, that goes down. See, and it would interfere with this thing. It's way too tall, so we're gonna take this thing here, recess it into the floor here, pull this out. I already took the screws out of that, so we're gonna take this out of the way. We're going to recess this into the floor here. And then I already had a nice nifty little flange made up by the neighbor off the plasma cutter. So that this goes on like that. And then this goes on like that. And then this will be recessed into the floor right there when we're done. And that little project, we'll get it so we can raise the truck up and down. All right, we're back on the indoor job. As you can see, it's not a very nice day out, raining. The scale that I was chiseling off right here, after I knocked all that scale off, this steel was actually, the chemicals from the road were actually drawing the moisture out of the air, and I couldn't even use the wire wheel to get it cleaned up enough to try and get some paint on top of, you know, to try and hold off the weather from making it any worse. Obviously you can see that's pitted pretty bad. So what we did, we used some of this Crown salt eliminator, so we'll see. Got her back in the shop, all soaped up and washed down, starting to paint her down. We're gonna use POR, Rust Preventative Permanent Coating. We're gonna see how this stuff works. And there we got started on it. We're gonna paint that, and then supposedly it adheres to the lightly seasoned, lightly rusted, and that's what it attaches to, that chemically bonds to that light rust there that showed up after we got done soaping it down. So we're gonna paint it all up and then get the stuffs back on and get the PTOs on and get her plumbed in. Get this thing out of the shop. Here we are, another rainy day. So I guess we'll keep working on our project here. We'll give you a quick update. We've got the step going back on. There's where we painted the frame under there. And there's the exhaust coming out there. That's got to get run. Got to build a bracket yet for right here. It's going to go up behind the cab. So we got to build a bracket for that yet, because it used to come up where the hydraulic tank is. So we got the tank in. We got the manifolds made. The pressure lines come off and the return lines come back. 2 returns, 2 pressures. And there's the hoses that we ran to the 2 pumps. I can't really see this one pump. Got the stuff here in the way. So the one pump on the left there, that's just got a pressure and suction line. And then the one on the right has 3 lines, because one is a suction, one is a return or pressure, and one is a return line. So that way when you're going to, it's got the dump valve for the dump trailer, so when you're in neutral, the pump will suck the oil through the suction and return it through the return line, and then when you hit the valve to raise the truck up, it'll switch over to the pressure line. So that way the oil keeps flowing through the pump, keeps the pump lubricated when you're in neutral. So that's the plan there. So I got to make some rubber washers for the hydraulic tank to sit on. I got one started right here. I cut it out of a piece of old conveyor belt. I got to drill a bigger hole in the middle there and just use the hole saw and then slip that underneath there. And then so we got the exhaust to do, 4 washers to do, and we got to hook this return line here up. This right here goes, this is like the final return line. Goes to the tank. Everything goes through the filters and then returns back into the tank. So I got to put these washers here in. Well, I got one in. One had a hole lined up and everything. This one here doesn't have a washer yet. I painted the frame on this side a little bit here, but not a whole lot. It'd be nice to do the whole thing, but and then that's pretty much it. Fill it up with oil and got the oil. And I guess we'll hook the hoses up to this trailer and see if it's gonna run. All right. Well, we reversed them, so we'll see what happens. You got any messes? No mess. See if we, oh, there's a hydraulic drip. Oh, it's water. I guess we'll. Oh, there we go, look. Hey, look at that. It's working. Oh, that's the auger, is it? Which auger is that? The top auger? Nope. It's the lower auger. That ain't turning. You probably can't see in there. So the lower auger is turning right now. So I guess we'll climb up there and see what... I should take this thing off so I can see what's going on. See what's going on in here. And then that way I can... And then the other PTO will have to turn on, and that'll run that auger, which is the upper one. So I guess we'll go turn that one on, see if we got any leaks on the second PTO. No leaks on this yet. Oh, look at that. I just said no leaks, and there it is. I better get a wrench and tighten that up. Well, we got the filters tightened up. Now we'll see. We got the second PTO running now, so that way we'll see if it turns on. 500 psi just running empty. Pretty good pressure just running empty. Not sure what he hauled last. Some kind of pellet. Not sure what it is. Oh, it almost looks like it's turning the wrong way. No, it's turning the right way. There's nothing coming out. There's nothing in it. So moves right along. Certainly didn't need any more speed on that PTO. That's for sure. She humps, and that's one of the, it was one of the concerns I had when I put the PTOs on, to match them so that the flows are similar, and not really knowing what the flow is with the pump that came with the truck versus the flow from the dump pump that we put on it for the dump trailer. So I guess we'll turn the other one on. See if we're blowing any oil anywhere. We should be able to run both augers at the same time now, which was this end one here. There's that one. And then this one here. So, and the upper one needs to be quite a bit faster anyway to make sure that it takes it out away from the lower one. So it looks to me like we got like a 2-to-1 ratio there to make sure that the material coming this way towards the camera is slower than the material going up. Otherwise it'll jam up in here. So, yeah. Yeah, it looks like we got it, by golly. And the brew boys were looking for some wheat, and the wheat is in that big bin right there with the rusty roof. So I'm going to pull some wheat out of that bin, put it in one of these compartments on this trailer, and then run it over to where we grind. junk in there. You can clean that out up there in the corner. I'm getting too excited. I forgot to put the nuts back on. That's how it's done, just like that. Coming out pretty fast. I better make sure I don't overfill it.